This is the story of the old Hercules mine. It is always interesting to read how many of these old mines were found. Most old mines were discovered by prospectors or natives who lived in the area and led others to the source. The Hercules mine was discovered by a prospector, but in this case, his partner was a bookkeeper. It was in 1889 that bookkeeper Harry Day and prospector Fred Harper staked some claims in a valley between the towns of Burke and Murray. The two claims became known as the Firefly and the Hercules claims. Right from the start, these claims had their share of issues. Both Harry and Fred worked these claims, but of course money problems occurred and Fred ended up selling half of his share out. Soon Day and his partner sold a quarter of their share, and by 1899, Day's partner had sold more of his shares out. There would still be more dealings here and there, as up till this time, no minerals of any kind had been found, so investors were kind of fickle and always wanted out. One of the partners who had bought in was a fellow named August Paulson, and he had a quarter share in the claims. He worked hard at prospecting them, and then in 1901 he struck a vein in one of the tunnels they had dug. It wasn't long before the first shipments of ore went out, and by the end of the following year, all the partners received their first payment. By this time, the mine was shipping out over $40,000 worth of ore a month. The high-grade rich ore from the Hercules mine went straight to the smelter until 1905. Then the Hercules mine built their own milling facility in the town of Burke. This allowed the company to get away from what was a smelter trust, which was a company called the American Smelting and Refining Company. This company had a way of manipulating prices, as they controlled all the smelters in the area. The owners of the Hercules mine had to ship the ore as far away as New Jersey in order to get away from this smelter trust situation, so building their own mill was the answer. This worked well until 1909 when the mill burned down. But it didn't take long and a new mill was built right away. By 1911, the Hercules mine would become one of the third richest mines in Idaho, and by 1916 it was the most profitable mines in the state, paying huge dividends to all its shareholders. In fact, in 1917 the mine paid out $3,800,000 just in dividends alone. Imagine that today. By 1919, however, the metals market had fallen and the mine only worked part-time or as the market dictated by price. The mine had its share of shady partners also. One of the early owners of the Hercules mine was Harry Orchard, who would later become a convicted assassin. Orchard assassinated former Idaho Governor Frank Steunenberg over losing his 1/16th share of the Hercules mine. The mine also saw disruptions during the 1892 Western Federation of Miners Union with the companies. Several men lost their lives as there were actual gunfights that took place between miners and company guards. Today the mine is just a skeleton of what it once was, and the town of Burke is mostly a ghost town. From several thousand people to maybe a few hundred that live in the valley today, the mine is almost forgotten. I say almost, because the Hecla Mining Company is working in the area these days with new technology and suggests that there still could be as much as 25 million ounces of silver yet to be mined. I hope you enjoyed this short story about the old Hercules mine. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you more old lost mine stories.